you ready to be educated? Are you sure?
Yeah.
No?
See Adams. I kind of like Adams.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dom. Welcome to Dose of Dom Reacts. I just knocked off some shit on my table. It's all good. What's good? We are back with...
A new science video.
Say that name. Say the name of their channel.
Kurzgesagt.
Nope. Kurzgesagt. We are back with Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. What happens if we bring the sun to Earth?
Where is the end coming from?
Don't question me. Okay?
Is that like Russian?
It actually, I think it's German.
Interesting.
Yeah. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. You already know we give them a thumbs up. I'm already subscribed with the notifications on because this channel's pretty lit.
Lit like the sun.
Pretty lit. So, before we start, leave your comments down below. What do you think would happen if we brought the sun to Earth? What do you think would happen?
We all die of radiation before they even move it over here. Like as
Okay,
they're
so
moving
yours
it.
is radiation.
Yeah, we're gonna be dead before they move it.
I say we just die from just straight heat. I don't even think radiation will hit us first. I think it's just gonna be straight heat and we die. So let's see.
Plasma is when stuff is so hot that the nuclei and electrons can separate and flow around freely, which creates a goo-like substance. So you can imagine our sun as an extremely big, spherical ocean of very hot goo. The deeper you go, the denser and weirder the goo becomes. So,
Giggity. The deeper you go.
let's bring 3 samples, each the size
What
of a
is
house,
that?
to our
A
lab
llama?
here on Earth and see what happens.
A bird.
Oh. Math and science done.
First sample, the chromosphere. The chromosphere is the atmosphere of the sun, a layer of sparse gas up to 5,000 kilometers deep that's covered in a forest of plasma spikes that can be almost as big as Earth.
AKA
It's pretty
death.
hot here between 6,000 and 20,000 degrees Celsius, but if we brought a sample of it to Earth, we're not really getting our money's worth. In the area where we take our sample, the chromosphere is over 1 million times less dense than air, so compared to our atmosphere at sea level, it's basically the same as bringing the vacuum of space down to Earth.
Nothing.
The moment our sample arrives, it would immediately be crushed by Earth's atmospheric pressure and implode. Air would rush to fill the vacuum and use as much energy as 12 kilograms of TNT in the process. This creates a high-pressure shock wave which shatters glass, ruptures eardrums,
Damn.
and maybe some internal organs. If you're standing too close, it could kill you, so you'd better keep your distance. Let's go deeper. Second sample, the photosphere. Beneath the chromosphere is the glowing surface of the sun, the photosphere, which produces the light we see. It's covered in a grid of 1 million hotspots called granules, each of them about as big as the United States and over 5,000 degrees Celsius. These granules are the tops of convective columns, churning gas that brings the heat up from the center of the sun to its surface. In these columns, a few hundred kilometers down, we take our second plasma sample. It has about the same pressure as our atmosphere on Earth. Though still much less dense than air, its heat supports it, so it won't implode. Our sphere now carries twice as much energy, as much as 25 kilograms of TNT, but this time as
I feel
heat.
like this is still all like.
For a dazzling instant, this plasma would glow with 1 million times the brightness of the sun seen from Earth,
Like the
instantly
theoretical,
lighting
like,
fires
structure
throughout our
of the
lab.
sun, not
But a few
necessarily
milliseconds later, those fires are all that's left. The plasma has cooled to harmless gas, floating up from the flaming ruins. What if we go deeper? Third sample, the radiative zone. Here, the plasma is about 2 million degrees Celsius and so dense and tightly packed that it creates a sort of maze for itself.
We did.
Energy in the form of photons tries to escape, but has to wander for hundreds of thousands of years, bouncing endlessly.
I mean, you could cook one hell of a fried chicken plate.
You hear Nick?
From particle to particle until it eventually finds an exit. Bringing matter from here to our lab is what experts call a very bad idea. As soon as it arrives in our lab, the extreme pressure that holds the plasma tightly together is gone, and the material explodes with the power of a thermonuclear weapon.
Oh!
Our lab, as well as the city around it, will be destroyed in an instant. On the bright side, there won't be any radioactive fallout. With our lab destroyed, we can abandon the illusion that we're trying to do any science today. What if we go much, much deeper?
The
Last
core.
sample, the core. Here in the central 1% of the star, we find a third of the sun's mass. The matter here is compressed by the weight of the entire star above it.
Damn.
In the center of the core, the temperature is 15 million degrees, hot enough to make helium by smashing together hydrogen, powering the sun by nuclear fusion. In billions of years after the death of the sun, this core will remain as a white dwarf. If we brought a sample of it to Earth, it would cause a lot of inconvenience.
Core plus Earth.
The
Certain
biggest
death.
nuclear weapon ever detonated had an energy of 40 megatons of TNT, or a cube the size of the Empire State Building. Our sample has the equivalent of 4,000 megatons. This is 4 billion
dead.
tons of TNT, or a cube 1.3 kilometers high. To give you a sense of scale, this is the cube inside Manhattan. Once the sphere arrives on Earth, this super dense matter expands instantly and creates an explosion with the force of, well, the sun. If we get the sample in Paris in the morning, the citizens of London would see what looks like a second sunrise, but one that gets
Damn.
brighter and brighter and hotter until London burns to ashes. In a radius of about 300 kilometers around the blast, everything would be burnt. The shockwave would travel around the Earth multiple times. Most buildings in Central Europe would be flattened,
Bah!
eardrums would rupture, and windows break across the continent. The explosion would be apocalyptic, possibly human civilization ending. If humans did survive, we could count on the dust blown into the atmosphere to create a small ice age. So, if there is one tiny bright side, it
Oh
would be
no,
that the
not another
explosion might be an
freeze.
effective way to control human-caused climate change for a few decades. While this is definitely a good thing, all in all, we conclude that we should not try
Please
to
stay
bring the
away.
sun to Earth. We've made a lot of questionable assumptions in this video, but our maths is real. If you're like us and you enjoy using the power of maths to calculate absurd ways to destroy stuff, you may be interested in all the other things you can do with maths. For example, you could calculate how to mine mercury for silicon to build a Dyson sphere, determine how long it will take the sun to burn out, or simply do your taxes. But as much as we love explaining these things, the best way to learn anything is by doing it yourself. Brilliant is a problem-solving website.
Bring the
Shameless
sun to
self-plug.
Earth. No, they get their money. You know, they get their money from their sponsors. We're not gonna watch it though. That's the end of the video. What do you think?
I thought it was gonna go a different direction than it did.
Huh?
I thought it was gonna go a different direction than it did.
What do you mean?
I did not expect them to like actually bring particles. I thought they meant like the entire mass of the sun. I
Well,
was like,
that's
I
not
didn't
possible.
I didn't expect it to go that way.
Oh yeah, see the way this channel does it, they try to do it in the most realistic way, because you can't just come here,
How
son.
you still gonna get a particle?
Uh,
How you still gonna get a particle? It's not realistic.
One day it might be. One day you might be able to bring particles from the sun.
You gonna die
It's just particles.
before you get there. You gonna die from radiation.
Anyways, with that being said, thank you for watching. The original link will be down in the description. Show them some love. But don't forget to show your boy some love. I'm out here entertaining y'all day by day.
Week by week.
Know what I'm saying? We're almost at 60 subscribers. My goal is 100. Once we get to 100, I'll do something special. Something.
Giveaway.
Little something. I don't know. You just throwing words out there now. I don't know. Don't put me in a nutshell.
Like a one-on-one Zoom meeting.
I'm not even. We can get a little sexy.
You're gonna remove your cap. That's gonna be the
What?
sexy reward.
The cap removal. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next goddamn video.
Oh my god.
Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.